today, for the first time ever, I will be playing 8th Attorney Investigations Prosecutor Gambit. Now, I love all of 8th Attorney, but especially Miles Edgeworth. And so I do love investigations, and I've played through the first one. I enjoy it a lot more than other people do. I think it's fun. I've never actually played Prosecutor's Gambit. I have seen playthroughs. I don't remember much of the playthroughs. And I'm very excited for my playthrough. I love these games and these characters. Here he comes. The presidential train descends for, oh my god, it's making its final approach and lands right, oh, wow. Those move fast. Just listen to that crowd. Welcome, Zheng Fa. Welcome, Mr. President. And now, sir, your audience awaits. Honored friends and allies, I'm here today to deliver a message. The odious criminal that dodged thanks to the prosecutor's office of your great country. You have our most heartfelt gratitude. However, friends, do not forget, the battle against evil rages on. Here today, I make you the solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice. Ah! Call the prosecutor's office. Get Miles Edgeworth here right away. If anyone can solve this, he can. Police? Anyone who actually has the authority to investigate stuff like this. This should not be Edgeworth. I love Edgeworth, but he should not be investigating a crime scene. Also, Gord Lake. The news must be halfway around the world already. After all, it's not every day an attempt is made on the life of a nation's president. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor. I came as soon as I got the call. The moment the phone rang, I knew it was serious. That's my Edgeworth voice. Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, okay, it was Gumshoe. It's odd when they do question mark. I know we technically haven't met him yet, but it's Gumshoe. They use question marks in such odd places. Goodness, you're here, sir. This is Dick Gumshoe, a detective with the local precinct. He's the one usually assigned to my cases. How is the president, detective? We still don't know, Mr. Edgeworth. The medics just boarded the plane a few minutes ago. I see. I hope he's all right. Then I suppose you better show me the scene of the crime instead. Right away, sir. Hey, I said hey. You, Ruffles. Oh. Who's that? You're the prosecutor in charge of this here case, aren't you? Want to give me your first impressions? Anything strike the all as odd? No comment. Detective Gumshoe, with me. Come on now, Mr. Prosecutor, don't be like that. Mr. Edgeworth, wait for me. Now, detectives, I'll need the facts of this case in as much detail as you can give me. Oh, I forgot how absurd this character design is. Well, the scene was right here at Gord Lake, as you already know. A bunch of people were gathered to welcome the president of Zhangfa. Oh, wow. Oh, it's worth in color. Oh, God. Ding Junling. Yes, I read about his visit. It's been all over the news for days now. A news clipping date, jotted down in my organizer. It was raining up until just before he landed. Luckily it let up, and he went on stage as planned. And then, smack dab in the middle of his speech, bang! A gun goes off, and everybody runs for cover, terrified for their lives. Apparently. Apparently. The truth is, I only just showed up myself. I don't know a whole lot more than you do, sir. You were summoned on short notice as well? Sure was. Right in the middle of my day off. I was at the office, taking advantage of the peace and quiet to prepare for my next case. And then the boss himself calls you down to the scene. Never a dull moment, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? The boss? Yeah. Chief Prosecutor was right here in the park. Saw the whole thing. The first chance he got, he yelled at the top of his lung, "Give me Edgeworth right away! He's the only man for the job!" Something like that. I see. Oh, they cordoned off the perimeter of the park as soon as it happened. You'll be happy to know. So our would-be assassin is still here somewhere. Good. Now, all you gotta do is find him in the middle of that crowd before they strike again. You're right. We don't know what else our culprit might be planning. These people are in danger. We don't have a moment to lose. Let's begin with the basics. And search every inch of the crime scene for clues, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Precisely. Let me stare into the camera first. The president was shot at, which means a gun was involved. That's our first clue. All right. Duly noted. Detective Gumshoe, how exactly was the security detail surrounding the president's speech organized? Wow, that's a lot of S's. Well, sir, our officers were mainly focused on securing the perimeter of the park. The president's people took charge of the rest. He has his own team of bodyguards. See those guys over there? Maybe we should ask them a few questions. If I want to talk with them, I'll need to walk over and press space. If I want to talk with them, I'll need to walk over and press space. Or, I could walk this way. Sir, the president's bodyguards are over there. So they are. I should walk up to the bodyguards and press space to talk to them. Or I could walk... Can I help you? I don't know what voice to do for the bodyguards. You're one of the president's bodyguards, correct? Could you tell me how his security detail was arranged during the speech? Two of our senior operatives were attached to the president. The rest secured the stage. This isn't our first rodeo. Anything suspicious in the crowd and we would have spotted it right away. I see. So the president's security was tightly orchestrated for the duration of his speech. Let's investigate further. We should speak with other witnesses and continue to look over the crime scene. We can't afford to leave any stone unturned. So that's how y'all go about it, huh? Sure is something seeing the pros at work. Care to share a little about what happens to the information once you got a hold of it? Bystanders. This one seems persistent, but I can't afford to get distracted. Hey, Ruffles! I asked you a question, dang it! What happens next? Well, we put all the information together and try to find connections. Right, sir? Detective! Now, don't be hard on the poor guy. So, connections, you say. And what's next? Like if you'd say we connect the dots. Connect one piece of information to another. It's Mr. Edgeworth's forte. He's the logic master. I can view whatever information I have with Q and then connect them with T. I should try it now. Just a quick press of Q and we'll be off down the path of logic. The president was shot at the event security detail. Oh, how difficult. Which items should I connect? It's the only two we have. Despite the president's tight security, the perpetrators still managed to carry out their attack. Completely undetected by a contingent of highly trained bodyguards, no less. No mean feat. This would have taken some serious planning. In other words, the assassination attempt was almost certainly premeditated. Oh, that's a very silly picture. I know it's a dude being shot at, but it's a very silly picture. That's the stuff, Mr. Edgeworth. The old logic never fails, huh? Indeed. All we need to do is find the right clues and then make the right connections between them. I'm shocked they didn't highlight connections there. Make the wrong connections, however, and we'll only wind up further from the truth. Which means I must make well-reasoned connections if I intend to draw logical conclusions. Begin investigation. Gourd Lake, Lakeside Stage. Let's get the investigation started. Time to examine anything that looks suspicious. To examine things, I simply need to walk up to them and press base. And if I wish to speak with the detective, I should use T. Okay. Well, let's start with the Steel Samurai. God, I should have expected that it would upset Edgeworth. No. I was as surprised as you, sir. But there's no mistaking it. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai, Warriors Neo Tokyo, is a popular TV show. Old, young, it doesn't matter. It truly has something for everyone. Beats me why they had a Steel Samurai balloon at a welcome party for a foreign president. It's a little odd. Although now that I think about it, what better hero to represent a nation? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay, well, it's probably definitely the bullet hole. It's the flag of Genfa. The key motif is a blazing red phoenix. Wait, what's this? Is something the matter, sir? You don't see it, detective. There's something unusual about this flag. Compare it with the one on the other side of the stage, if you will. Oh, that's the beauty right there. Just look at it flapping in the wind. It's immaculate. Exactly. Which is how a flag should look. And yet, here we see quite a different picture. One thing in particular stands out, don't you think? Right, of course. I give up. Come on, spill the beans. You can lead a horse to water. I'll just have to move the cursor to the problematic spot and highlight the difference with T. It's the bullet hole.
Take that!
Flags don't normally have those. Oh, look closely. Do you see the hole? Whoa! Look at that! You're right, sir! And note the burn marks around the edges. Oh, that's a bullet hole. There's no mistaking it. A bullet hole? So you're saying a bullet went through this flag? It breaks your heart, don't it? It does. What villainy could have befallen him? Witness said he popped right about when the gun went off. Which would strongly suggest that a bullet struck the balloon. Huh. If the bullet went through the flag, it could have potentially hit the balloon. But then, why did it also hit the president? They're on opposite sides. Looks like we got a case of a cold-blooded samurai murder on our hands. It's sacrilege. Won't rest until the culprit has been apprehended. A detective, we cannot let this vile assassin escape. I love that Edgeworth is more concerned about the popping of a steel samurai balloon than the fact that someone was shot at. We won't, sir. You can count on it. Steel samurai balloon, shape it up. Jot it down in my organizer. I think I've gathered enough information for the moment. Let's have to put the pieces together and see what we can figure out. Oh, is that... So the president had a nasty surprise when, he was giving his speech? The same thing happened to me when I was a kid. Right in the middle of a public speaking contest. There I was, yammering away, when all of a sudden, earthquake! I almost jumped out of my skin. That sounds... terrifying. Even the word earthquake makes me queasy. You were listening, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were ignoring my little sides like always. Hey, Ruffles! How's the investigation coming along? Anything y'all want to share? Here we go again. I'm not in the habit of sharing details of confidential investigations with strangers. Dang! You sure are one tough cookie. But I ain't about to head back to Chief Lotta empty-handed. Don't I know that name from somewhere? Ugh. No. Must be my imagination. Okay, let's launch it. Pops balloon, flag with bullet hole. There's a bullet hole in the flag, and it seems highly likely the balloon was popped by a bullet, too. Which means 2 shots were fired, right? Possibly even 3. The president was shot at as well, remember? Equally, the hole in the flag and the hole in the balloon could have been made by the same bullet. What we need to know is how many gunshots there were. Investigation complete. All right, on with the Huh? Ruffles! Ruffles! Y'all figure something out, huh? Can I share? Who exactly is she? Why does she keep shouting at us? Rubbernecker, I guess. Seems pretty interested in the case. Come on! Give me something here! Do you need to speak with some witnesses to find out how many gunshots there were? Fine. Let's see if she can tell us anything. Is there y'all offer? A taboo. That one's bad. I'm normally very forgiving with with the name puns. I usually enjoy a lot of them, and I think they're funny. This one sucks. A tabloid at your service. I'm looking into the case for, well, just for me right now, but... Looking into the case? Miss Lloyd, was it? Miss Lloyd, was it? Miss Lloyd, there is something I'd like to ask you. Oh, well? What can you tell me? Any exclusive details you want to share? How about a perk? Have they any demands? What about them ruffles? Where does a fella buy a vat like that? Hold it! Will you be quiet for a moment? I'll be asking the questions here. Dang. And here I thought I could get me something juicy for my piece. I need to know about the shooting. Can you tell me how many gunshots you heard? Why, I most certainly cannot. I beg your pardon. I can't just be handing out leads for free. That's stuff for my livelihood. Come on. Don't hold out on us. We all gotta share sometimes. And me? Hold out on you? Well, if y'all are gonna be like that, I'll be moving right along. Goodbye. Wait. Wait for what exactly, huh? Huh? If you got nothing for me, I'm gone. We're fresh out of moves here. Out of moves? I wouldn't be so sure. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? As you know, Detective, I need to play a little chess. Oh, here comes Logic Chess. What does one do in chess when opponent adopts a defensive position? I can't get through these fucking sentences. Why, the board offers any numbers of options, but some are more effective than others. Uh, sorry, sir, but this is all going way over my head. And no matter how impenetrable an opponent's defense may seem, it can always be overcome. Oh, watch and learn, Detective. As I shatter my opponent's resolve with the power of words. When attempting to draw out an entrenched opponent, one must employ certain tactics. Let us picture the board and see if we can anticipate our adversary's next move. This is so ridiculous! Now we must analyze the state of play. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of me. Not until you give me something in return. My opponent has dug herself in deep. Her defenses won't be easily broken. But I can afford to try her patience. But I can't afford by trying her patience by taking too long to plot my next move. In other words, I must be conscious of not just my strategy, but also the passage of time. That said, I can't afford to waste words either. In fact, it can pay dividends not to. If my opponent gets too agitated. If you're fixing to ask me something, will you dang well ask it already? I may be able to gain tactical advantage by calmly biding my time. Then when I see a crack in my opponent's armor, I pounce. I should begin by finding out what it is she's done. Alright, time to make my opening gambit. Oh, Logic Chess was just the fan translation for it, wasn't it? I like Logic Chess. Oh, fuck. What is it you do? Why don't you begin by telling me about what it is you do? Sure. Or I could totally not do that. Think I don't know when to keep my mouth shut? That's my job. Is it now? So you do something you won't or can't tell anybody about? No. Shut up. I ain't no lawbreaker. If that's what you're insinuating. You're clearly hiding something. Don't you see? There's nowhere left to hide. Fuck. Okay. This is confusing. I don't like the time limit. I can't think under pressure. I'm not right sure what you're getting at here, Ruffle. Choices. I should have picked my words more wisely. Oh, I don't like time limits. It's more effective to bide my time the more agitated or upset my opponent seems. And when they're vulnerable, that's the time you go on the verbal offense. Bide my time. I'm law-abiding everyday citizen, and you ain't got no reason to say otherwise. Forgive me, I meant nothing by it. If it's something you can't tell me about, I imagine it must be very important work indeed. Huh? Oh, well, sure, I guess. Leastways, it will be once I bag me my first big scoop. What about scoops? I see. It's the scoop you're after. So you're a journalist, is that correct? Dang. Sure. Your friendly neighborhood reporter. The hungriest cub on the beat. That's the mystery of what she does for a living solved. Perhaps our hungry young cub has gathered information vital to the case. Let's make that our next line of inquiry. I feel like that definitely should have been thoughts and not said out loud. That feels odd for him to speak of. Oh, the time resets. Oh, thank God. With the opening moves concluded, the mid-game approaches. What else does she have to tell us? Where's the record of your reporting? Were you at the scene of the crime? Let's just ask if she was there. At the time of the incident, were you present at the scene of the crime? Come on now, Ruffles. You ain't gonna get little old Tabby something first? Absolutely not. Then I ain't giving you nothing neither. You think I'm a sucker? Think again. I'm not gonna threaten arrest. I'm just gonna be calm for a second. Hey, come on, this is my career we're talking about here. You gotta give me something. Sadly, the more you know, the more you might find yourself in danger. I ain't scared. I'm a pro. It takes more than the sound of a little gunfire to faze me. You heard gunfire, did you? You may be a pro, as you put it, but I say you're still a little wet behind the ear. You say you heard gunfire, which proves you were here at the scene of the crime. Oh, wait. Therefore, you must have seen something. Double dang. Fine, I was here. Saw it. Came to report on the big speech, wound up reporting on a shooting. And you won't get no more out of me than that. I'm done with your tricks, Ruffles. If she came to report on the event, she must have made a record of some kind. A record I would very much like to get my hands on. This is quite the clue as to where to take the conversation next. I'm gonna ask about the scene of the crime again. Now, what's your record of the reporting? You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions? You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. I am not in the habit of making deals. Now tell me what I need to know. Sorry, Ruffles. I can't help you. It's time to deploy my clue. No self-respecting reporter would leave the house without a means of putting things on the record. So tell me, Miss Lloyd, where's yours? Of course I made a record. Told you, I'm a pro. Dang near wore my shoes out running around on this one. Oh, which is why I'm not just about to hand it over to the first person who asks me. I'm not just anyone, young lady. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Don't you young lady me! You ain't getting it no matter how many times you ask. I'm gonna buy my time for a little bit. You understand, don't you, Russell? It ain't nothing personal. I understand that your job is a difficult one. You do? Well, ain't that sweet? In such a competitive field, you must sometimes doubt that you'll ever succeed. Nah, I'll go plenty far. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Just as long as I got my trusty tape recorder, I'll always be ready to nab me a scoop. Ooh. I'm not interested in your tape recorder. Intriguing. A young reporter hungry for success. So dedicated to her craft that to leave such an important event unrecorded would be unthinkable. And indeed she did not. She committed the entire event to tape. Ah, dang it! Dang it! That's my scoop you're messing with, my big break! Fine, sure. I recorded the whole damn thing. It's all right here. You got me, okay? A checkmate. That was so stressful. I hate mind chess. Fuck. I hate time limits. You're something else, Ruffles. I was trying to be all strong and silent, but you had me singing like a canary. Never mind that. And now play us the tape. This should finally tell us how many shots were fired. Fine. You can hear it, but I got conditions. You played me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the chief ever played me so good. So you gotta agree to be chief number 2 and be mentor to a rising star, aka me. Chief number 2? Huh. It kind of sounds like a second parent. Now that's a big responsibility, sir. And one more thing. I want exclusive reporting rights for the first 24 hours. Come on, you gotta say yes. What kind of mentor would you... Wouldn't give a star pupil the exclusive, huh? She's a difficult woman to refuse. And I need to hear the recording. 24 hours is more than I can promise. But the story's yours until the case is solved. And the job of chief number 2? I think not. You're no fun. But I guess a girl can't have everything. All for the sake of the scoop, huh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. Got exclusive access starting right this second, Ruffles. Good. Then our first order of business is to listen to that tape. Honored friends and allies, I am here today to deliver a message. The odious criminals that dodged my beloved nation are no more. The President's speech. The President passionately addressing the assembled crowd, as if trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by sheer force of will. The President passionately addressing the assembled crowd, as if trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by the sheer force of will. Then there's me. Can't beat a little live commentary to set the scene. The meeting is scheduled for just after the speech, correct? He seems pretty pleased to be able to put the whole Yatagarasu situation behind him. As well he should be. This is a great day for all of us. Oh, wait, was that not her? God, I hate the question marks! Whose voices are these? Oh, there were 2 old guys standing right in front of me. I guess those old guys are also Southern. They were whispering away to each other the whole damn time. I know their voices from somewhere. Oh, wait. The part where the gun goes off right after this. The President thrusts his fist into the air as excitement reaches a fever pitch. The battle against evil rages on. Here today I make you this solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice. 1, 2. What the? Ah! So, 2 shots were fired. Yep, and that tells us something. Something very important indeed. It allows us to deduce the trajectory of one of our bullets. Of the 2 shots fired, 1 hit the President, which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon in that order, which, as you can see, allows us to deduce the position of our shooter. The only possible place from which a bullet could have been fired through the flag and into the balloon is... like here? Because that allows shot through the balloon and also reaches up to the stage.
Take that!
Drawing a line between the flag and the balloon gives us the trajectory of one of our bullets and places our shooter on the left-hand side of the spectator area. You're a genius, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, I'll need to examine the left side of the spectator area. Roger that, sir. So you, need me to clear all those people out of the way, I guess? I do. And what evidence remains to be found may already be deteriorating. So I'll need you to be quick about it. Yes, sir! Chief! Hey, I'm talking to you, Chief! I suppose you mean me, Miss Lloyd. I sure do. You gotta let me help out. This stuff's my forte. I'm the best cloud herder you ever did see. I'm a Puma and I'll push wherever you like. A very kind offer, but I think a hands-on approach might be preferable. Also, about this chief business, I'm nobody's chief. Whatever you say, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Your wish is my command. I somehow doubt that. Here you go, sir. All ready for you. Fucking hell, Payne. Go home. Miss Lloyd here cleared everybody out just like that. You should have seen it. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. The chief, my other chief, that is, she sends them running twice as quick. She sounds like quite a formidable character. Perhaps I should go easier on the poor girl. Thank you, but you really shouldn't have. All that running around. Your clothes are covered in mud. Allow me to pay for the cleaning. It's the least I can do. Huh? You mean my jacket? Oh, don't you be worrying your pretty little head about that. It's reversible. All you gotta do is switch it around and alakazam, no more dirt. On the outside, perhaps. But you still have something of a problem with the inside. We're ready to get back to the investigation whenever you are, sir. The crowd has trampled the entire area. We'll be lucky to find any traces of our shooter at all. Well, I suppose we start with Winston Payne, get it over with. Well, this is quite the situation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edward? I don't know if that's good at all, but that's what he sounds like in my head. Who is he again? It's Payne, Mr. Edward. Winston Payne. We work together at the prosecutor's office. He's a prosecutor. What brings you here today, Mr. Payne? What indeed? Why, only the invitation of the chief prosecutor himself. His voice. I recognize it from the tape recording. Was he one of the men who was standing in front of Miss Lloyd? And where is the chief prosecutor? He had to leave, I'm afraid. He's a busy man. They let him, and only him, out through the cordon. So he had me summoned on short notice, and then left before I even showed up. Rude. I hate Payne, but... You even gotta pick through the trash yourself? Prosecutor's life ain't easy, huh? Detective Gumshoe. Right away, sir! The faithful detective grabs through the garbage as the prosecutor looks on, his hands unblemished. Let's see now. Come to Papa, little treasures. Is he enjoying himself? Bingo! Sickle stick. Gotta love the jokes they put on these. Detective... Sorry, sir. Relevant evidence. Huh? I think we got something. Good work, detective. Let's take a closer look, shall we? By examining a piece of evidence from all angles, we can uncover hidden details. We sure can. Just tell me which way you want this, sir. We can rotate. We can rotate items with up, down, left, right. If you want, I can move it closer or further away, too. I can use Q to examine an object close and E to move it out for a bigger picture. And when you spot something, just say the word. I can point out suspicious areas with the cursor and press space to inspect them more closely. All right, let's see what we can discover. Okay, well, I don't see blood or anything. Oh! I'm a little more concerned about the gun, Edgeworth. Okay, let's cover for Lakeside now. Eyes on this area. Oh, wait, okay. Stay frosty. We know who might be in the audience. Knight to immediately escort President to plane in case of emergency. Rook repositioned in light of Knight's injury. Less cover for Lakeside now. Eyes on this area. Presidential security plan, March 24. Lead Rook, second Knight. This is a document of some kind. What are we looking at here? Presidential security plan. It's the diagram of the president's security arrangements. It shows how the president's bodyguards were to be positioned. It even has his people's names on it. Rook and Knight? So his bodyguards aren't natives of Genfa? Heard he used some private security firm. But why not employ people from his own country? I know why not. Y'all want to hear a little tabloid exclusive? You really know something. Sure I do. I was over at their embassy not so long back sniffing out a story. While I'm there, one of my sources tells me that the president's got more enemies than you got hairs on your head, including a bunch of bigwigs in the National Police Force. Interesting. So he's unable to trust his own domestic law enforcement. I wonder if one of these enemies could have been behind this attempt on his life. A security plan, but jotted down in my organizer. Are we not gonna talk about the gun? But what was it doing dumped there in that bag? You raise an interesting point. It's a document relating to a matter of national security. It would surely be highly classified. Huh? Hey, there's something else in here. Okay, good. We are gonna bring up the gun. My. What? What's a gun doing in there? Sir, this bag. It's gotta belong to the... Yes, it could well have been disposed of by our would-be assassin. A revolver. It could have taken a lot of nerve to dump it here amidst the chaos. Could this be the work of a professional? That would explain the security plan, too. I think we need to take a very close look at our latest find. Okay. Oh, let's look at the bullets. Yep, 2. 2 spent bullets in the cylinder matching the 2 gunshots heard on the recording. That proves it. This must be the weapon that was used. This part is called the grip. I've held a few guns in my time, though they've never quite right in my hand. This one is no exception. Yeah, I mean, considering your history with guns, Edgeworth. This is a laser sight. It can be lined up with the target to make aiming a bit easier. If I press this here... Oh, God, I shot the gun! Yep, definitely a red laser. It could be that... Could the assassin have used the laser sight to target the president? That bag was a real find, huh? It just goes to show. A bag in the hand is worth 2 in the trash. Nice work, detective. And now there's something else I'd like to ask of you, if you don't mind. I need you to take the bag and the gun to forensics and see if they can find any prints. On it, sir! A good set of fingerprints could really help this investigation along. Got the results for you, sir! That was quick. Almost unrealistically so. You bet it. Told the techs it was ultra super high priority. But they came up empty. And they checked everywhere. Inside and out, top and bottom, sir. They even took the bullets out of the gun and dusted them. I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. Okay, I guess the van? The television truck. It appears to be stuck in the mud. Reminds me of the time I pushed your car out of that ditch, sir. And then you just drove away and left me there. Gotta admit, it felt kind of lonely. Did I do that? I think I might have. You came back, though, Mr. Edgeworth. Only left me there in the mud for maybe 15 minutes? I know you'd never forget about me, sir. Of course I wouldn't. Barring just 15 minutes, anyway. Assassination attempt, laser sight, 6 Okay, well, we connect those two, I assume. No? That doesn't add up. What do you mean it doesn't add up? I'd better think again. We have a gun! We have a crime where a gun was used! Do you want me to God. Oh my god. If I have to connect the sight to the revolver and then connect the revolver to the gun, to the assassination attempt, I'm gonna scream. Okay, good. If I have to connect the sight to the assassination attempt and then God, this is... No, okay. Wait. Okay, I used so much health there, which is a little scary. But God, I thought it was... This wooden sign looks almost brand new. I imagine it was placed here recently. What's it say? 50 yards to the Gordy Museum. And 70 yards to the... never mind. Oh, what's the matter, detective? Just read it, will you? 70 yards to the boathouse. It feels like a million years since that whole sorry affair unfolded. Fond memories, detective. Yeah. Fond memories, sir. Fond memories for bringing up trauma. Does it want me to talk to Tabby? Oh, okay. You say you attended today's ceremony in order to gather material for an article of some kind. You bet I did! It ain't the kind of thing that happens every day. And when did the ceremony begin? Right after the rain stopped. We got lucky. It was raining all morning before that. Anyhow, the president's plane touched down right around 1:45. And the speech started at 2 on the nose. What about the shooting? It must have been maybe 20 after? So 20 minutes after the ceremony began. Yeah, shots right now! Tearing through the air only moments before had been alive and cheer. Then, tragedy, the president drops to the floor, followed by an unknown assassin's bullet. It's 2:25 p.m. on March 25th, and I've been reporting to you live from the scene here at Gold Lake. What was that all about? Sorry, just making some voice notes. I gotta get those ideas down the second they come into this old noggin, you know? Ain't every day you get a report on the assassination of a president, after all. It's dramatic, it's emotional. It's got everything I need to write an article that puts the readers right there on the scene. And did the president really drop to the floor? Officers on the scene said his bodyguards escorted him straight onto the president's plane. Hey, y'all, can't blame me for getting a little carried away now, can you? I'd better take any testimony she gives with a good-sized portion of salt. Local reporter. Stop it, calling me a reporter and all. It's kind of weird when somebody else says it. It's still, a Tammy Lloyd reporter at large. Does kind of have a ring to it, don't you think? But you are a reporter, correct? Sure am. A reporter in training. Oh, have you ever had any articles published? Fixing to look up my work, huh? Well, that might be tricky. And yet you call yourself a reporter, nonetheless. Well, I so soon will be, won't I? This right here's a big old scoop. No mistake about it. And I got the whole thing on tape. Didn't miss a second. And so thanks to my trusty mic and my even trustier tape machine. I'm about to set the journalistic world on fire, just like my mentor before me. Your mentor? You know the Chief Ruffles? My mentor, my inspiration. No, but you have mentioned her repeatedly. Did I? can't really say I remember. What kind of reporter forgets to sing like that? Well, it's just like the chief always says. You gotta treat information as irresponsibly as you can. And what kind of mentor said that? Oh, you should have heard her the day she gave me this here tape machine. You be sure you bag yourself the juiciest, sleepiest scoop you can. You can now, you hear? Wonderful. So you're the kind of reporter who sees fire under even the fanciest trace of smoke. Under even the faintest trace of smoke. Nah, I'm the kind of reporter who puffs on the fire till the smoke's about to choke you, huh? And how is that any better? You was one of the news channels. Yep. How can I help you? You must have footage of the event. Do you mind if I take a look? Wish I could help you, but that might be a little tricky. Why that, huh, pal? You got a problem with doing your civic duty or something? No, it's just my camera was knocked over in all the panic. And now I can't get it to work. That footage would have helped immensely. Just our luck. Ha 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 ha. What the? You look like you need a little help, Mr. Edgeworth. I know that voice. Oh! Oh, I love Kay! Oh, Kay. Honestly, I leave you alone for 2 seconds. But don't worry, your hero's here to save the day. That's right, the one and only Kay Faraday. Hero. Only you would give yourself a title like that. So you're not a great thief anymore. Not right now. But it's not like I quit. I'm just on sabbatical. I'm taking time off for some intensive training. Being the second Yatagarasu doesn't come easy. Kay helped me out on a few occasions about 2 weeks ago when I was working a case. The case of the Yatagarasu. A mysterious thief who seemed to appear and disappear at will, and who claimed to only steal the truth. She calls herself the second Yatagarasu, the successor to the so-called Great Thief. There's not a lock I can't open or a trap I can't escape. And when it comes to stealing, well, I'm still in training, but I'll get there soon enough. What are you doing here, Kay? What do you think I'm doing? I'm enjoying the festivities, of course. I suppose she did mention being fond of such things. And afterwards, I was thinking of dropping by your office to see you guys, but now I don't have to. Good to see you, kiddo. You're as bright and breezy as ever. Hey, Gummy, how you been? You're looking pretty full of beans yourself. So, Kay, are you really here to save the day? Yep. Prepare for your job to hit the floor. Your best pal in the world here only went and took pictures of the whole shebang. Did you now? Then you better show them to me. Wow, your jaw didn't even drop an inch. What girl gotta do is impress you, huh? I know, right? Mr. Prosecutor here is about as much as fun as a dang toothache. Won't even let me call it cheap. But I'm forgetting my manners. Tabby Lloyd, ace reporter at your service. Nice to meet you, Tabby. You're right, he's no fun at all. This one time You two can chat later. Kay, can I see those pictures? Boo! Fine, here. Okay. Wait, did he get shot in the head? Also, using the briefcase as a shield, or I can't tell if those are meant to be like shields disguised. Wait, I just noticed his hair. God, this scene gets sillier and sillier the more you look at it. I took this one right when the gun went off. It was total chaos, people running everywhere. The president and his 2 bodyguards. The names on the security plan were Knight and Rook, I think. What's that? Thank you, indeed, Kay. I think you've provided us with a vital clue. Howdy, your eyes just lit up like a pair of dang old Christmas trees. Well, Mr. Edgewood, care to tell the readers what you spotted? A contradiction. Huh? What now? I don't see nothing strange. Allow me to show you. This picture shows the moment of the incident, but another piece of evidence shows something different. I need to highlight the point of contradiction and employ my powers of deduction. First, to find the contradiction in the photograph. If it... I forgot this was a tutorial case, and it'll just tell me what to do. Now to present the evidence that proves the contradiction. If it's the gun, right? There's clearly a contradiction here. If you say so. Okay, I got it wrong. God, I'm losing an alarming amount of health. I'm normally not this bad at these games. Oh wait, are we proving that? Oh, okay. I thought it was obvious that the red dot on his forehead was the laser. My apologies. Look closely at the picture of the president in this newspaper clipping, would you, Miss Lloyd? And now look at Kay's photograph. Compare the two carefully. Huh? What am I looking for here? Well, I'll be. Indeed, there's something on the president's forehead. Something that wasn't there in the other picture. What is that? Some kind of birthmark? Yeah. Dad's got a big red birthmark right in the middle of his forehead. Oh, now. I highly doubt a birthmark just sprang up there since the other picture was taken. Did he get bitten by a bug then, maybe? Yeah, that's it. That right there is a big old bug bite. And here I thought it was something important. The look on your face. You should know that the road to truth is paved with just such seemingly trivial details. Ooh, again with that face. All right. Duly noted, Chief. Right, apologies that I thought I could dare figure things out sooner. Oh, woe is me that I thought the gun having a laser was obvious. Hi, Kay. Oh, hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, Faraday. Did you like my big entrance? I bet I really am your hero now, huh? Well, your evidence helped things along, certainly. I'm the second Yatagarasu, remember? All in a day's work. Kinda wish I could have showed you how far I've really come with the whole great thief thing, though. The training you mentioned. About... Don't worry, I haven't stolen anything yet, I promise. Great thief. So, the whole great thief thing is just on hold. For now, anyway. That's a relief, I suppose. Yeah, I wanted to get out there and start stealing back the truth like my dad. But I've still got a ways to go with my training. And I need to find some partners in crime. I hope she means that figuratively. You can't be the only girl in the world looking to pull off the most daring heist ever attempted. True, but not many people are looking to pull off a career in larceny. Either, I'd wager. About the incident. Yep, no doubt about it. If you compare the pic I took to the newspaper clipping, the red birthmark stands out like a sore thumb. That's a contradiction, all right. Indeed. Though I very much doubt it's due to the birthmark suddenly appearing. Oh, That reminds me, I might have to steal that line of yours. The road to the truth is paved with seemingly trivial facts. Funny. I don't remember that being the exact sequence of words I used. Why just rob a house when you can rearrange the furniture too? You may call it rearranging, but I call it inevitably corrupting. I love Kay. She's definitely one of my favorite Ace Attorney characters. Laser sight, red birthmark. Silly me for thinking this was obvious. I've solved the mystery of the red birthmark. Really? So it wasn't a bug bite? No, what we're dealing with isn't something that would itch for a day and then disappear. It is, in fact, the beam of a laser sight. Then our killer was aiming to shoot the president square in the forehead? And shortly after this picture was taken, a second shot rang out too. Yeah, that's gonna do more than itch. Indeed. I fear the president may be in even more danger than we thought. And if that gun we found was the weapon used in the crime... Why would the perp use a laser sight, though? He's right. You'd stand out like a crazy using something like that. Pew, pew, pew! It's not like you could just go around shooting lasers all over the place. No, and anyone who saw it could trace it right back to the shooter. Seems like a pretty bad idea all around. Oh, I almost forgot. I took a couple more pictures. Maybe the laser sight's in one of them. It's a long shot, but it's worth a look at least. All right, Kay, let's see these other pictures. Yes, sir! Right away! Let's see. First up, here's one I took just before everything started going south. Aww. Shut up, Edward. This is adorable. It might be more useful to us if half the frame wasn't taken up with your face. Hey, can you blame me for wanting to get a selfie with the president? Lucky for you, this was right before the gun went off. And this one I showed you before is from just after the first shot was fired. The second shot came just seconds after this. Then there's... Oh. Do you think it could potentially be the unmoving person? What's this? I can hardly see anything. I got knocked over when everyone started running right after that last picture. Guess I must have pressed the shutter by accident. Not sure this one's gonna be much use, kid. I'd like to talk about the figure standing stark still. And that's all of them. It's time to take a closer look. Let's examine these pictures from... let me see before the shooting for a second. There's no hint of the laser sight. Is that the same red-coated Oh! Do it! Pull the trigger!
Take that!
There, I see it. What is it, sir? Look closely at the person with the red hood. Whoa! There it is! Indeed. That's our laser sight right there. So that's our perp. The one in the red hood must be the shooter, yes. We found them! And it's all thanks to yours truly. Indeed. You led us right to the greatest treasure of all Miss Great Thief, the truth. You may have captured our would-be assassin in one of your other pictures, too. Let's take another look. Let me look at during the shooting. No. No. Okay, I forgot how close up that was. So it is the stark still figure I pointed out. at the beginning.
Take that!
Look! Right there! A red jacket. That must be a suspect. Looks like they took advantage of the confusion to make their getaway. Luckily, we can see exactly where they were headed. That's where I dog stand. Precisely. Which means they escaped towards the right-hand side of the spectator area. Detective Gumshoe. Got it, sir. Consider it cleared. Good. I'm counting on you. We have you now, my little Red Riding Hood. The entire park is cordoned off, and we know which way you went. Now it's just simply a matter of hunting you down. Now let's continue our investigation. There's evidence here somewhere. All we have to do is find it. I don't notice anything right off the bat. There are toy rifles along the counter. Ooh, a rifle range. I'm good at these, sir. A regular sharpshooter. I thought you said you hated guns. Oh, I don't hate them. I just don't really like them. Isn't that basically the same thing? Oh, what's that? What is that? What's this? A red button. Hey, do you think it could have been dropped by a red-hooded suspect? Yes, that certainly seems likely. Shoe, hat, light, puddle, because it was raining. The puddle reflects the clear blue sky. All that reminds us of the rain. You're a regular poet, sir. A very funny detective. How would you describe it then? Let's see, a pool of water left behind after a real heavy downpour. Just like I get behind after a real heavy dose of Mr. Edgeworth's logic. I would say don't give up on your day job. But it seems like you don't even have that down, detective. So much of these games are just Edgeworth bullying Gumshoe. It's a flimsy-looking food stand. It made of plywood, and it sells samurai dolls. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! I got 150 if, you know... You're not actually suggesting I subsidize you eating on the job? Oh, I didn't mean to. That is that. Maybe when we're done? Fine. When we have finished investigating, you can have one and only one. Understood? Sorry, sir. I never should've. Wait. Did you say I could have one? Yes. Why, is something the matter? No, it's just... I wasn't expecting you to. Thanks, sir! Yeah. Aww. It says samurai dogs. And now it's Sakura relish? Just in time for spring. Sakura, huh? What does that taste like? Well, Sakura has cherry blossom, so I guess maybe cherries? But blossoms are blossoms and cherries are cherries, sir. They're totally different things. But I suppose you're right. So, what does Sakura really taste like? This is my kind of mystery. I'm not sure what Sakura tastes like, actually. Wait, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, the red... Oh, I thought that was just part of the stand. There's something red down there. Detective Gumshoe, can you see what's under the stand, please? Huh? There's something down here, all right. Let's see. A red raincoat. This must be... the one the suspect was wearing. They must have taken it off and hidden it under there before they made their escape. The sleeve. It's inside out. The button on the sleeve is missing too. There's nothing unusual about the left sleeve. Nope, it's not inside out and the button's still attached. It seems entirely too neat to have been removed in a hurry and thrown on the ground. Okay, logic task. So the red button and the raincoat sleeve. The button we found seems to have come from this raincoat. It must have been pulled loose when the killer took it off. Huh. Oh, the right sleeve's inside out, too. It seems it was removed in a hurry. Fast enough to tear a button off, no less. I surmise our assassins disposed of their gun and bag in the trash immediately after shooting the president. And then they slipped into the panicking crowd and moved from the left to the right side of the spectator area. This was because they knew the trajectory of the bullet would point to a shooter on the left side. Finally, they removed the raincoat and hid it under the samurai dog stand. The killer would have needed to get rid of the coat as soon as possible. Hence, its hurried removal. The fact that the right sleeve is inside out is a testament to how quickly it was taken off. Yep, that and the missing button. The question, of course, is, why didn't the same thing happen to the left sleeve? I suppose I suppose the assassin probably wasn't wearing it on, like, wearing the left sleeve. It was just, like, hanging there, probably. Oh, yeah. Only the right sleeve's inside out. Indeed, and the button on the left sleeve is still securely attached. So, what does that mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If we're to answer that question, Detective, we'll need to inspect the raincoat in more detail. Well, this one isn't dirty at all, but it won't let me. Let's take a closer look at the inside of the raincoat. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Oh. Huh. I wonder if the blood's important. This is a blood stain. And considering where it is located, I'd say the blood belongs to our would-be assassin. So we're looking for someone with an injury? Not just any injury, Detective. An injury on their left arm. Huh? How do we know that? It's simple. The right sleeve is inside out, suggesting that the suspect removed their raincoat in a hurry. Conversely, the left sleeve is just as we would expect it to be. Therefore, the suspect's left arm was never in the sleeve in the first place. And once we understand that, everything else falls into place. And now, Detective, there was a blood stain on the left side lining of the raincoat because the suspect's arm is too injured to fit through the sleeve. Oh, precisely. Or at least we can say that there is a good possibility that was the case. Red raincoat data updated in my organizer. The pieces are starting to fall into place. Woo! Detective Gumshoe, I need you to go and search the crowd for likely suspects. Yes, sir. The suspicious characters with injured left arms. Coming right up. You're even smarter than you look, Ruffle. Taking all the itty-bitty pieces and putting them together like that, you'll have your man in no time. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. The park is still cornered off. So our would-be assassin should still be in the crowd somewhere. Don't let me down, Detective Gumshoe. Oh. Gumshoe. I found no one, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, we found someone who fits the bill perfectly, sir. We didn't have the assassin, Gummy! Oh, hold on, Kay. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. For the moment, they're a person of interest and nothing more. Understood? Okay. No jumping. But he's our shooter, sir. I'm sure of it. He's the guy who tried to take out the president. In broad daylight, surrounded by a crowd of witnesses? This is no ordinary assassin. Bring him over here, detective. Carefully. Yes, sir. Come on, boys. You heard Mr. Edgeworth. Also, one of my favorite Ace Attorney characters. I love Shelly the Killer. I mean, we don't know who this is. It could be anyone. No umbrella. And a bandage on his left arm. Also, you know, a stitch down the... Has Edgeworth never seen Shelly the Killer's face? Wow. I don't think we know. No, I'm sure Phoenix must have described the bellhop in quotes that took Maya away, right? And Maya saw his face. She must have described it at least once. And the stitch. How is Edgeworth not immediately like, oh yeah, this is the assassin, Shelly the Killer? Well, pal, state your name already. And so all the alarm bells in Edgeworth's head should be going off right now. A Doe. A John Doe. Charmed, I'm sure. John Doe. Not a name you often hear in real life. That's correct. I know this man from somewhere. I'm sure of it. And you are Prosecutor Edgeworth. You know my name? Of course. I've been following the day's developments with some interest. And now perhaps you care to explain why you've asked to speak with me? As you've been following our investigation, you're no doubt already aware of who we're looking for. So let me ask you, do you recognize this raincoat by any chance? Forgive me, but I'm afraid I do not. I see. Well, I believe its owner to be the would-be assassin we are seeking. Oh, I love the ice cream cone. My. Well, isn't that just shocking? And the same would-be assassin happens to have an injured left arm. Just like you. All I can tell you is that I had nothing to do with this unfortunate affair. The two adversaries stare each other down, their eyes like deadly lasers. Care to tell the readers what happens next? A showdown. That's what. A battle of wits, a battle of words. Dare I let him explain any further? What he thinks this upcoming battle will entail? No, let's not go there. I already know how to logic. Detective Gumshoe, if you're quite finished leaking my professional strategies to the press. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Thanks a bunch, you big old grouch. As if it would have done any harm. Adele's disposition. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you. But you have no proof that this person is injured, as you claim. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it started raining, I simply opened my umbrella. No raincoat required. So you contend that you were not wearing a raincoat? Is that correct? It is. And is that so strange? Not everybody wears one, after all. I happen to prefer an umbrella. Team raincoat over here. They're perfect for whenever a girl really needs to move. Heck, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, my trusty parka every time. Not exactly the line of inquiry I was hoping to pursue. So you see, I'm not your would-be killer. And I'm not in the habit of making baseless accusations, Mr. Doe. Brief. I'm just a simple ice cream self. Forgive me. My wound seems to have begun bleeding again, in all the excitement. The owner of the raincoat is definitely our assassin. And said owner also has an injured left arm. So here's where I would suggest doing it's getting a blood sample and comparing the one on the coat to the one from Mr. Doe. And said owner also has an injured left arm. I'm with you, Mr. Doe, and it's only a matter of time. Okay. So my immediate thought is, so here's where I would suspect that we bring up that we have the raincoat with the blood, but I'll press it first. So you'd like to see some proof that the owner of the raincoat has an injury? I would certainly expect such a renowned prosecutor to have some. I still don't understand how you know who I am. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you're famous. He probably read about you in the newspaper. I have also been observing you and your work, lest you forget. I don't believe a word he says. If I can prove he's lying, we'd be one step closer to apprehending us two there. Okay. Bingo.
Objection!
You seem like a careful man, Mr. Doe, but not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind, something of vital importance. I'm afraid you must have confused me with somebody else. The coat does not belong to me. Or do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation? Your arm isn't troubling you too much, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again. I'll survive. Although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. You have my deepest sympathies. Because if it wasn't bleeding quite so badly, you could have perhaps made a clean getaway. What exactly are you insinuating? As we have already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured. And now I can prove that person was you. With this decisive piece of evidence. Oh my god, the ice cream is sweating just like the radio does in Justice for All. You see, Mr. Doe, there is a small amount of blood on the inside of this raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin. Ha ha ha! Oh my god, the ice cream cone only has one eye. Oh, because it's meant to be a monocle. Oh, that's incredible. Attempted murder of a foreign leader? Causing a diplomatic incident? They'll throw the book at you. You can give us the silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. Simple blood test will give us the answer we require. All it takes is for us to compare the blood on your bandages with that on the coat, and that will be that. We have the evidence. Why don't you make it easier on all of us and come clean? Admit you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Janfa. I am not your assassin. You are stubborn, I'll give you that. But if this were a game of chess, you would already be in checkmate. And now do the honorable thing and admit defeat. He doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you have me. I admit it. I was wearing the raincoat. He confesses. Say the word and I'll slap the cuffs on him right now. But I did not shoot at the president. What? Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat. And as far as I'm aware, that is not a crime. A dose deception. Disposition, part 2. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and the shot rang out. And that's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I'm telling the truth? As if. Your story stinks. You don't scare me. The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there. Plain as day. The assassin. They're wearing a red raincoat. Intriguing. Oh, but that is not me. Come on. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself? Okay, I am no assassin, I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happens to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and the shot rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Okay, this one feels like a nothing statement. I guess press this one because he said he used an umbrella.
Hold it!
Why a raincoat? Why were you not using an umbrella? Is that so strange? It was a rainy morning. Most people were wearing a jacket of some kind. Well, I'd say it was a pretty strange choice considering you couldn't get one of your arms into it. Other than having one of my hands occupied by an umbrella. I had ice cream to serve after all. Then why go to such lengths to avoid testifying to that effect in the first place? Forgive me. I simply hadn't remembered until now. You didn't remember wearing a... Sure, buddy, sure. It's been an eventful day after all. Eventful? Well, I hardly know what else to call it, Mr. Edgeworth. The president of Zhongfa was shot at.
Hold it!
So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshot? Yes. If I recall correctly, they moved first. At least, the one on the left did. You're rather observant, Mr. Doe. I am blessed with keen eyes. The names of the bodyguards were written in the top left corner of the screen. Of the screen. Security plan. And the one on the left was Rook. That's correct. A Bastian Rook, I believe. I expect he noticed the light from the laser sight. The man is no amateur. Mr. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking. I'd say our friend here is no amateur either. I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony. As you wish. The bodyguard on the left, Bastian Rook, was especially quick to respond. Do I have anything to prove? I mean, he looks farther away. Okay, none of the pictures seem to... let's cover for Lakeside now. Eyes on this area. Light of Night's injury. Night to immediately escort President to plane in case of emergency. Say Frosty, we know who might be the audience. I suppose press.
Hold it!
So the bodyguard on the left was the first to move. By the smallest fraction, yes. But he reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastian Rook, did you say? It appears you've assessed the situation quite astutely. No more so than anybody else, I'm sure. He's good. He didn't flinch. Okay, there has to be something I can present.
The president passionately interested. Seems pretty pleased to be able to put all get together. The president. Then the guns.
He appears further away. I'm full health, so I guess.
Objection!
And now, okay. Take a look at this.
Very well, if you could give me a moment.
Don't you have anything to say?
Nothing whatsoever.
I guess it wasn't it.
Oh, contradiction in his statements.
The fact that this is a new testimony says to me that it has to be something with this. The gun wouldn't make sense. The bullet trajectory wouldn't make sense. Perhaps the security plan? Steel samurai balloon? No. The only thing that would make sense would be the security plan. I guess because it says, a night to immediately escort president to plane in case of emergency. But that doesn't prevent Rook from, stepping up first to act as a shield. I suspect you are more than what you claim. Oh, wait! It's because he knows the names and it's listed on the paper, isn't it? I suspect you are more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe.
You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the president's bodyguard's names.
What? You jest. Surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight, was it?
Objection!
We only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely. Only their surnames appear. Yet, we all clearly heard you say the name Bastian Rook. How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have. Seems pretty darn suspicious to me. Well, how did you know? Explain yourself.
It was merely a slip of the tongue.
Another lie! He is the assassin, just like we said! Oh, I love the ice cream getting angry.
Come now, miss. It's a little soon to be jumping to such conclusions. I didn't know their names, yes. I did know their names, yes, and the reason for that is... Well, I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted.
What?
We have something of a connection. And his name, I could never forget.
You think we're stupid, pal? Stop lying!
I am not lying. I am, as I have always been, a simple ice cream seller and an acquaintance of Bastian Rook. Yes.
Objection!
And I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm. Wow, I went so Francisca there for some reason. That's very similar to the voice I do for Francisca. And I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that. It should be good and easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct?
Please, you are more than welcome to ask him. Although I think that might be difficult right now. I would imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. But suppose you are able to speak with him and he does deny that he and I are acquainted. How will that help you prove that I was the shooter?
If you weren't the shooter, why take off your raincoat?
Because it was no longer raining. In fact, it had grown quite warm. Far better to leave let my wounds breathe, no? Or would you rather I had let it fester?
Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest that man! He's clearly guilty! If I were you,
you, he'd be in jail already. You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. No, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be something you can do. Shocking theme here at the carpet seems at all but certain to escape justice. It seems this court of public opinion has spoken. Very well. As it will be clearly viewed with suspicious no matter what I say, I might as well share what I know. What you know? What is his angle here? I saw them. I saw another person with a red hood. What? Are you kidding? It's the person you captured in your photograph. I first noticed them just before the president's speech began. It was still raining then. Their outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention. As did the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-hooded person. Preposterous! I knew that if anyone saw me dressed similarly to this individual, I could fall under suspicion myself. So naturally, I removed my raincoat. Something I just noticed, and I'm not sure if this is just Ace Attorney artist made a slight mistake while drawing character, or if this is meant to be something, but the sleeve of his coat is in his cast. That's not how you... I've had a cast before. That's not how you... The cast doesn't go over any clothes at all. It is directly touching the skin. And so naturally, I removed my raincoat.
Objection!
So not only did you see the assassin, but they were wearing the exact same thing as you? How very convenient. I thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me. Especially not if I had said that the shooter was standing right next to a certain prosecutor. Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting. No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there. Huh? Me? Yes, the photograph will prove it, I'm sure. You see right there in front of the person with the red hood. Okay, fine. It's not right next to, it's behind. That's me, yes, but what exactly are you saying? What is his endgame here? As I mentioned, I have been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth. And while pondering the details, I noticed something strange. Strange? What exactly? Come now, a man of your talent should be more than capable of spotting a contradiction such as this. I'm afraid I don't follow. The picture shows the chief prosecutor, Mr. Payne, and the shooter. But there's nothing weird about that, is there? Think carefully. The picture is taken right in the middle of the president's speech. One of the other pieces of evidence you have gathered is inconsistent with what we see here. Is it... Yes, the president was to think of personally trust his victim. Okay. I mean, maybe it's not the raincoat. I don't believe it's the gun. I don't believe it's the floor plan or the bullet trajectory. This is the correct side. I don't think it would be... Is it?
Take that!
Of course. The tape, it contradicts the photograph. So you have noticed at last. What is he going on about, Mr. Edgeworth? Tabby? But she was on the other side. Someone's missing here. Someone who should be here. Huh? But who? Who indeed? The person... person who's missing from this photograph is...
There's Kay, there's Payne, there's the assassin, there's the president. Gumshoe wasn't there yet. So it has to be Tabby? Or... Though, Tabby was on the other side, wasn't she?
Take that!
Wasn't she on the other side? Uh-huh. Miss Lloyd? How do you figure that? Oh, wait! No, that's right! You could hear Payne's voice on the tape. Mr. Payne's voice can clearly be heard on Miss Lloyd's tape. Considering that he was conducting a private conversation with the chief prosecutor. Oh, wait. There were these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole damn time. She must have been very close indeed to capture it on tape. You're right. But she's not in the picture.
Precisely. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you still believe that you have been hounding the right person? Miss Lloyd, would you mind answering a few questions?
Whoa. Y'all are fixing to put me under the microscope now? All right, sure. Knock yourself out. I got nothing to hide. And Miss Lloyd's testimony. It ain't like I was standing there the whole time. Nah, I was running all over, roving reporter style. And that was a big old crowd. I guess the picture must have been taken while I was in one spot, and the tape's from when I was in another. So quit giving me the evil eye. Ain't nothing to be misunderstanding about. Is it gonna be that they were having the conversation? There's no doubt about the voices on the videotape. That was Mr. Payne and the chief prosecutor. I'm certain of it. Tabby wouldn't lie to us. I know she wouldn't. But if she did, that would mean that she's our perp. Will y'all quit messing with me? As if I could have done a thing like that, little me. I might be inclined to believe you, if your testimony didn't contain a glaring inconsistency. It does? I thought it was pretty good. It seems I have no choice but to present her with the evidence and suppose the contradiction. It has standing still the whole time. I was running all a crowd. I guess the picture must have been taken while I was in one spot and takes from when I was in another. Quick giving me the evil eye and nothing to be a misunderstanding. Is it gonna be? I'll press it first. But is it gonna be that? So the fact that you are not in the picture is to be expected. Is that what you're trying to tell us? Sure is. I caught your pals, the prosecutors, on tape while I was in one part of the crowd, and then the picture was snapped while I was off someplace else. Look at it that way, and it all makes perfect sense. Your assertion, then, is that the picture and your recording were taken at different points in the speech? Yup. Time is everything. You learn that soon enough in this line or worse. So if I can prove that just two things did happen at the same time, her entire defense will come tumbling down. Okay, so do I present the audio recording?
Objection!
Yes. Miss Lloyd, it's imperative for a reporter to not lie, wouldn't you say? You're dang right it is. And I don't lie. And yet, the photograph and the recording were definitively taken at the same time. What? You can't prove that! Oh, but I can. The evidence is right here in these pictures. This one in particular shows something that lines up precisely with what you were making. Precisely with when you were making your recording. What part of this picture indicates that it must have been at the same time as Miss Lloyd's recording? That they're whispering. Or Oh, no, it's gonna be him pumping his fist in the air.
Take that!
See here, the president has his fist raised. And what about it? Would you be as kind to play his tape again?
I mean, it ain't that simple.
What if I were to tell you that you don't have a choice?
Ugh. You don't make it easy, do you, Ruffles?
Remember, we are concerned with the moment the president raised his fist.
No criminal organization, no matter how big, is above the law.
The president thrusts his fist into the air as excitement reaches a fevered pitch.
There! That's the moment right there.
Correct. We've now confirmed when it occurs in the recording. Oh, which means
Tabby should be in the picture too.
And she is. Right there for all to see. For Miss Lloyd is in fact the person with the red hood.
What? So you're the shooter, huh? I don't even own a jacket like that.
That's right. From everything we know, the owner of the red raincoat is
John Doe. Everything we know, it should be John Doe.
We've already proven that the raincoat belongs to Mr. Doe. You, Miss Lloyd, were wearing something else. Something that also happens to have a red hood.
So there were two people with a red hood all along?
Indeed. Mr. Doe's last statement was true. Wait, but we only found one raincoat. Where's the other one? Our ice cream seller never mentioned a raincoat, only a red hood. Wait, can we not see? No, we can see that they have a... So tell us about your jacket again, Miss Lloyd.
Huh? This old thing? Well, the best thing about it, it's like I said, if you get mud on it and such, it's reversible, see? So you just turn it inside out and... Yeah!
Just as I thought.
The inside of her hood is... It's red!
That's right. And when the incident occurred, that side of the hood was visible.
What's going on here? What were you really up to, huh, pal?
Wait, I never wore it that way round. Perhaps you would allow us to examine it so we could confirm that for ourselves.
And y'all are gonna confirm that how exactly?
It was raining, right? Up until the president's speech, correct? That much has been established already. And as you yourself said,
heck, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, or snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time.
So if you haven't reversed your parka since the rain, then the inside should be dry.
Wait a second now. I got this little big old backpack on, see, so I can't take off my jacket. Yeah, maybe I could show you some other time. You think an excuse that weak is gonna work with Mr. Edgeworth? Well, what are you waiting for? If you're innocent, take it off and show us.
It wasn't me, I swear. I never shot that thing, President. I could never. If that's true, Miss Lloyd, then your best option is to cooperate with us and tell us the truth. Is there a particular reason you chose to wear a parka with a red hood here today?
I'm sorry, Ruffles. There's something I never told you. It's something I couldn't. But I'll come clean, I promise. Just go easy on me now, won't you? Who said that? Hold your horses. It's a little soon for the end game. Nope. Okay. Who are... Now what voice do I give him?
That goes for you too, Mr. Prosecutor.
You lost this one the moment you made your opening move.
That's one of the men from Kate's photographs.
Guess I'd better introduce myself. I have a gun, see? I'm very cool. I do gun tricks. And now I will shoot you. The name's Bronco Knight. I'm the president's personal bodyguard. And second in command of his security detail. Point that thing somewhere else, pal. What the heck's wrong with you? Sorry, can't help myself. It's just too much fun being this good.
You're not a member of law enforcement, so how did you get a gun?
This old girl's on loan from the Jean Fa temporarily. Issued to us presidential bodyguards. Anyways, never mind that. I got 2 tidbits of news for you. You want the good or the bad first? Choice is yours.
I'm indifferent. Whichever you prefer.
Really? You're giving up the first move advantage just like that? Whatever, you're lost. Guess we'll push out the first pawn then.
So you play a little chess, I take it.
Oh, he's also playing logic chess. Ah, a fellow fan are you, Mr. Red Suit?
The name's Edgeworth.
And you could say I dabble. I only have a custom chessboard in my office. Duly noted, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, I'll start with the good news. The president's okay. Didn't suffer so much of a scratch. He didn't? That's a relief.
Particularly for the young lady here. That means it's no longer a murder charge on the table.
That is good news, huh, Tabby? Yeah, 'cause I've never... Now for the bad news. The only reason the president's alive is because we bodyguards did our job. One of us did anyhow. Our boss. Put himself in the line of fire.
You're referring to your colleague, Mr. Rook?
Yeah, it's game over for him. No way!
Rook is dead. A genuine loss. So you're saying that Tabby...
Yeah, your friend here killed my colleague. My brother in arms.
Heck no! I didn't do it! I didn't kill anybody! I could never!
I'd shut my mouth if I were you, murderer. I have a gun, and I'm gonna use it. Sure, we did what we had to do, sacrifice one of our pieces to protect the king. But to lose someone like him during a calf listing? It's a real shame. Oh, thank you, Gumshoe. A calf listing? What's that even mean?
It's a chess term.
I don't play chess. I know how to play chess, but I don't play chess.
Very simplistically speaking, it's a move where a rook switches places with the king.
Then why didn't he just say so?
Mr. Knight, was it?
Yeah, what?
We'll need to see the victim's body right away. And if possible, I'd like to ask the president a few questions.
Sorry, no can do.
And why not?
That's the third piece of news. And it's the piece you're gonna like the least.
I thought you said there were only 2.
The National Police Force of Zhangfa will be handling things from here.
What?
You better be kidding, pal.
This investigation was assigned to us. We are not about to hand it over.
You're the Edgeworth, right? The one who solved the Yatagarasu case. The president mentioned you.
I'm honored to have warranted his attention.
It makes sense that the chief prosecutor would assign this one to you.
Wait. The chief prosecutor assigned me to appease the president.
But that was a mistake. A big one. You should have given the case to somebody with a spy. You're free to take it up with President Wang if you enjoy diplomatic incidents that... You're coming with me. We'll continue this on the presidential plane.
No! No! I never did nothing, I swear!
We can do this the hard way if you like. But in Zhangfa, justice is served one way or another. I again have a gun. Ruffles, come on! You gotta help me out here, please. Miss Lloyd. She was the one in the red hood. There's no denying that now. But I can't help feeling you still don't know the whole truth behind this case. I'm innocent. You gotta believe me. Can I really let this happen? Is this really how it ends? The look in her eyes, the crack in her voice as she begs me to help her. This is no act by a criminal. She is genuinely scared. And if I let her take him, we'll never know what really happened. If we let him take her, we'll never know what really happened. Nick! What? Huh? What the? Get your filthy hands off me! Oh, whoa! Holy shit! Quiet now. Is that really any way to greet me? Your neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am? Disappointing. It's you. Yeah, so you do remember. What do you think you're doing, pal? Put that knife down and give it up! You've got some nerve pulling a stunt like this in front of a bunch of police officers. Don't even think about it. You don't stand a chance against this guy. Who are you really, Mr. Doe? Let's just say, I am no simple ice cream seller. Guy's a pro. A hitman. His name's Shelly the Killer. The Killer. There's not a legal professional in the country who doesn't know that name. As an assassin capable of taking down any target, any place, any time. This isn't the first time our paths have crossed. It's been too long, Mr. It's been too long. It's been too long, Mr. Edgeworth. But of course, this is the first time we've met face to face. You're the assassin we've been looking for. In a sense, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. I swear I've seen his picture in one of my old files before, but... Ugh, how could I have been so careless? My bandage proved useful for bringing a knife into the park undetected. But I miscalculated in certain other regards. He didn't bring a gun? And now, shall we play a little game, Mr. Knight? I know how fond you are of such diversions. The stakes must be high in order for it to be fun, of course. Shall we wager, your life? What do you want from me? I would like you to allow Mr. Edgeworth to remain in charge of the case. He what? What are you up to, the Killer? I would simply like our mutual friend to see things through to their conclusion. Huh? But why? Bastian Rook was a man of great skill. One with whom I felt a certain connection. It's only right that the truth behind his death be brought to light. With Mr. Rook's departure, the case is now yours to investigate, is it not, Mr. Knight? I'm simply asking you to transfer authority to Mr. Edgeworth. It's not something worth losing your life over, surely. You're just using this investigation as an excuse to get close to the president. Am I really? I suppose it's true that in order for the investigation to proceed, we will need to enter the presidential gentle plane. You think I'm gonna let you near him? I'm his chief bodyguard. Are you? And here I thought you were only second in command. Rook's not around. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes. You. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me. If that is indeed the case, then I would ask you to make a choice worthy of a leader. Will you needlessly throw away your life? Or will you allow the investigation to continue? Is he really doing this to gain access to the president? Does he even need to? What is he plotting? You have no objections, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth.
Come, let us continue the investigation.
What do we do, sir?
It would seem I have little choice but to do as we're told. That said, listen, detective, and listen well. I'll buy us some time as I investigate. Meanwhile, you gather the other officers. Have them surround the plane and make absolutely certain that there is no way he can escape.
Yes, sir. You got it.